right, folks, let's dive right into this one, because you're not going to believe where this story goes. But before we start, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or town in the comments below. I love seeing how far these stories reach. All right, buckle up, y'all, because this is the wildest thing that's ever happened to me, and I have to share it. I'm sitting here still fuming, like, how do people even think this is okay? So, for context, I, 25F, live in Denver, Colorado. Nothing crazy, just your average life. I work a marketing job downtown, and I've been saving for a while to get myself a used Toyota Corolla, something reliable. I'm not out here rolling in cash, but I've been super careful with my budget. I've spent years building my credit so I can actually do adult things like buy a car or rent a decent apartment. And then last week happened. Okay, so picture this. I'm at Target, just a regular Target run. I had a basket with some snacks, a cute candle, because why not, and socks. Oh, and of course, I had my iced coffee because it's not a Target trip without Starbucks, right? I get to the checkout, swipe my card, and the cashier goes, "Oh, it looks like it's declined." Me, "Huh? No way, try it again." Them swipes again, still declined. At this point, I'm like, double tish, I know there's room on that card. I was so embarrassed, y'all, with the line behind me and everything. So I ended up using my debit card to pay, but I'm already in full panic mode. I got to the bus stop. Yes, I still take the bus because I'm saving for that Corolla TYVM, and immediately pulled up my credit card account on my phone. And what do I see? $15,000 in charges. 15,000. My heart legit stopped. At first, I thought someone hacked my account or stole my identity, like maybe my info got leaked online, so I called the bank and the rep starts going through the charges. And y'all, they weren't random. They were for tuition payments, dorm fees, and textbooks. Stuff like college expenses. My stomach dropped because I immediately knew who it was. My parents. Now, a little backstory. I have a younger brother, Chris, 21M. He's the golden child of the family. He got into this fancy school in California, UC Berkeley or whatever, and my parents have always bent over backwards for him. Meanwhile, I've been busting my butt working since high school because apparently I don't need as much help. Anyway, I called my mom because I needed to know if my suspicion was right. Me, "Hey mom, do you know anything about my credit card being maxed out?" "Oh, yeah, sweetie. We used it to pay for Chris's tuition. Isn't it great? He's all set for the semester now, y'all." I could not believe my ears. I was like, "Wait, what? You used my credit card without asking me?" And she goes, "Well, we knew you'd understand. You've always been so responsible with money, and Chris really needed help." I was fuming. I said, "Mom, that's my credit. Do you even understand what you've done? I've been building that for years so I can actually, get a car and not be broke forever." And she hit me with the classic guilt trip. "Well, honey, we raised you. It's the least you can do for your brother. Family helps family." Are you kidding me? I was shaking at this point. Like, how do you even respond to that? I told her, "You didn't even ask me. You just assumed this was okay, and now I'm screwed." I hung up before I said something I'd regret, but honestly, I regret not going off harder. When I got home, I checked my email, and guess what? My credit card company had already lowered my credit limit because the balance was maxed out, and my credit score tanked. Years of work gone in an instant. I couldn't sleep that night because I kept thinking, how am I going to fix this? The next day, I went to my parents' house because I needed to confront them face to face. When I walked in, my mom was sitting at the kitchen table like nothing was wrong. My dad was on the couch watching TV. I sat down and said, "We need to talk about the credit card." My mom just sipped her tea and said, "Oh, are you still upset about that? You'll get over it." "Excuse me?" I said, "No, I won't just get over it. Do you even realize what you've done? My credit is ruined. I can't buy a car. I can't move to a new apartment. This affects everything." And then she said, "You're being dramatic. Chris needed help, and you're in a better position to support the family right now." My dad chimed in with, "We're family. Family sacrifices for each other. You'll bounce back. You're young." At that point, I was done. I said, "If you think this is okay, then you can pay it off yourselves because I'm not doing it." I walked out, shaking, and went home. A few hours later, Chris called me. I guess my parents told him what happened. He was all, hey, I heard about the credit card thing. You know, I didn't ask them to do that, right? And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that it happened. And then he had the audacity to say, look, I know it sucks, but can't you just let it go? Mom and dad were only trying to help me out. Let it go? Let it go? I said, Chris, they ruined my credit. Do you even understand what that means? I've been working for years to get where I am, and now I can't do anything because of this. He just kept saying it's not that big of a deal, and I finally hung up on him because I couldn't take it anymore. Since then, I've been trying to figure out how to fix this mess. I froze my credit so they can't pull anything like this again. I also moved out of their house and into a tiny studio apartment in Aurora. It's not much, but at least it's mine, and they can't touch my finances anymore. The kicker? I found out they did the same thing to my older sister a few years ago. She never told me because they guilted her into silence. Apparently, she paid off their debt and just moved on with her life. Like, is this a pattern? Do they just see their kids as ATMs? I love my family, but this has completely changed how I see them. I can't trust them anymore. And honestly, I don't think I ever will. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for standing up for myself? Should I just suck it up and pay off the debt like my sister did? Or was I right to walk away and let them deal with the mess they made? What would you do if your parents did this to you? TLDR. My parents maxed out my credit cards to pay for my brother's tuition without asking me, then called me ungrateful when I confronted them. Now my credit is ruined, and I'm left to clean up their mess.